It has not been a good week for the National Cereals and Produce Board. For the last few days, the board has found itself in trouble for holding maize way beyond their sell-by date and for allegedly selling millers grain that was unfit for human consumption. The board was said to be holding at least 400,000 bags of maize that was bad, and now the Ministry of Agriculture has stood up in NCPB's defense.
The 400 which was reported was an error because out of that old stock, it is only 104,000 which is remaining.
When maize is discolored, it doesn't mean it is contaminated, and it doesn't also mean that it is bad for human consumption. But what happens with most of the millers, like Unga, they don't buy maize which is discolored. But the others, actually, they have been purchasing this maize from us, and what they do, they actually blend it with other maize which they have.
In the last week, millers have come under fire for increasing maize meal prices, a move they said is justified because there wasn't enough maize in the country, and the little that there is mostly aflatoxin contaminated and therefore unfit for milling. But in a food security status report issued today by the ministry, the aflatoxin contamination claims were rejected. The report says that maize samples from several parts of the country were collected and tested, and apart from the Meru region, all other samples were clean.
Is there a plan by a cartel to import maize in this country from Tanzania? Because we are told the price escalating higher in Tanzania is because some Kenyan traders have already deposited money in Tanzania to buy the maize. That's why the price is going higher, and they are using this excuse of rotten maize.
It's very important that altogether we understand the strategic issues that are behind a lot of this, and that we work together to help find solutions and resolve these strategic issues, rather than those emotional moments we all have.
The government insists that there's enough maize in the country and that the said maize is of high quality, and also goes further to add that it will therefore be insensitive and irresponsible for the government to release any contaminated maize or unfit maize into the market.
As at the end of May 2016, the country had an estimated maize stock of 9.4 million bags.
Country don't play in the public relation gimmick, because we have clearly stated the concern and the worries of the millers. It is not with the stocks held by NCPB, but the maize being held by the farmers. If we as a committee goes out there and confirm otherwise through experts, then come to ourselves in a lot of trouble. Maize is held by various stakeholders. At any given time, farmers will be holding maize. At any given time, traders will be holding maize. At any given time, there will be maize in the hands of the millers themselves.
This back and forth in the ugali politics have caused the prices of maize meal to go up by up to 15 shillings. And the ministry says that the prices should begin coming down in the next few days because it is releasing slightly more than 1 million bags of maize from the food reserve. This maize will be available only to millers at 2,500 shillings per bag. Zainab Wandati, NTV.